Hello friends, this is me Dinesh Kumar. Today we are going to talk about monohybrid cross. Okay, what do you understand by the monohybrid? Mono means single, hybrid means mixture, and cross means we are taking the mixture of the two characters. Okay, so let's start with the monohybrid cross with suitable example. The Mendel was taken the 7 pea plant characteristics, and out of 7 pea plant characteristics we are going to take one characters. Okay, and this character is our stem height. Okay, so we are basically going to focus on the stem height characteristics. Okay, now in stem height we have the two kind of the variety. One is the tall and other one is the dwarf. Okay, the tall and dwarf, these are the two characteristics variety. Okay, and this will be a phenotypic representation. Tall and dwarf can be your phenotypic representation. Why? Because phenotypically we can see the if plant is your tall or dwarf. Now this is our phenotype. Okay, tall and dwarf are the phenotypic representation also. Okay, then what will be our genotypic representations? Here we are going to take a genotypic representation also. See, this is our, for the tall we are going to use the alphabets, that will be our capital T and capital T, and for the dwarf we are going to use to the same alphabet but small letter, small t and small t. This will be our genotype. Okay, now this is our genotype. Now we are going to perform the monohybrid cross, which were the steps which is basically used by the Mendel scientist. Okay, then what will be our steps here? Now we are going to perform the cross between your tall plant and dwarf plant. Basically here, if genotypic representation showing the capital TT and small tt, it represents these are the two pure breed. Okay, now we are taking a cross between these two pure breed. For the performing the cross, here what will be our next steps? Next steps is gamete formation. Okay, this will be your gamete formation, and during the gamete formation what we get any one of the characteristics. Okay, out of the twos. So here we are going to take this one capital T. Okay, either it come from this or this. Okay, and the next other side similarly here we get the small t during the gamete formation. Okay, this is our gamete formation. Now these two are the gametes. Okay, after the fertilization, next step is our fertilization. Okay, and after the fertilization we get the filial, or you can say the first generation. Okay, now here we have the first generation, and this represented by the F1, which means filial. Filial means nothing but a offspring or new generation, and 1 stand for the first. So in the first generation we get the genotype capital T and small t, and we see that what will be phenotype will be appeared, and after the plant complete growth and development we see that plant is developed into the tall. Now here our phenotypic representation is our tall. So in F1 generation we get the tall plant. Okay, by the crossing between the pure tall plant and pure dwarf plant. Okay, now after getting the F1 generation we are going to perform the F2 generation. Okay, now before performing to the F2 generation, first we are going to understand why why is the need to perform to the F2 generation. Okay, now here we can see that this represent the F1 generation, we get the tall plant. Okay, now what about the recessive characteristics? It means the small t. What happens with the small t? We want to know that. Okay, whether these small t characteristics get completely disappeared, it means it never get the reappear again into the any of the generation. What basically happened with that does it your small t get mixed with the capital T, or these characters get mixed with the capital T? Now it never will appear in any of the generation. This is what we want to confirm that. Okay, so basically we want to know that key does it get appears into the any other generation. Okay, that's why here we are going to perform to the F2 generation, so that we can see that what is happened with the our small t, or you can say the recessive characteristics. Okay, basically here we are going to see that the relation between, or you can say the comparison between the dominant characteristics and recessive characteristics. Okay, so here capital T is our dominant characteristics. Okay, and small t is our here recessive characteristics. Okay, that's why we also using the alphabets with different dominant. For the dominant we are using the capital alphabet, and for the recessive we are using the small alphabets. Okay, so basically how we find out the or take a decision about the any characteristics, that which characters is the dominant characteristics or which character is your recessive characteristics, how we make such kind of the decision. So basically the dominant and recessive decision we make after the looking to the F1 generation. Okay, just note it somewhere. Okay, how we can determine to the dominant and recessive characteristics. So what is the basically rule of Mendel's to find out the dominant and recessive characteristics? So you have to perform to the monohybrid cross. Okay, and after performing the you have when you say that monohybrid cross, it means we are taking the dominant pure parent and dominant dwarf parent. Okay, and we never know that key whether this dwarf factor going to be appeared into the F1 generation or this tall character going to be appear into the F1 generation. In the beginning we don't know about it. Okay, once we get the cross between them, okay, and we get the tall plant, or can say we can see the tall characteristics into the F1 generation, that means your tall characteristic is dominant over the dwarf characteristics. It means your tall characteristic is your dominant and dwarf characteristics your recessive one. Okay, so by looking to the F1 generation we determine the dominant and recessive characteristics. Okay, now what we are going to find out into the F2 generation? From the F2 generation we are going to find out that what is the happen with the recessive characteristics. Okay, let's start with the F2 generation. How we are going to perform to the F2 generation? Here we are doing the selfing. It means whatever we are get into the F1 generation, we are making the cross of it self. Okay, so here we are crossing the selfing of to the F1 generation. Now what characteristics we have into the F1 generation? We have capital T and a small t. Similarly here we also have the capital T and a small t. Now we are going to perform to the Punnett square checkerboard. With the help of this board we can find out to the F2 generation. Okay, so here we are going to perform the Punnett square checkerboard. Okay, so here this will be our male, one side, not compulsory but male, but we just consider that there is the one of the parental will be your male and female. Okay, so one side we can represent the gametes of the one of the F1. Okay, say for example capital T and small t, this is the gametes from the this side. Okay, Similarly, for to this we have the gamete capital T and small t. Now what will be outcome? There will be a chances that this side will contribute capital T, and from this side we also taking the capital T. This is what we can see here, capital T, capital T. Similarly, from this parent we get the small t, and from this parents we get the capital T, and from this parent we get the capital T, and this time we get small t as a gamete, and here we get the small t from the first parent and the small t from the second parent. Okay, so this is what outcome. Okay, now what will be a genotype? Basically this is our the 4 possible genotype. Okay, then what will be your phenotypic? Now we know the capital T is our dominant character over the recessive character small t. So it means whenever your dominant character will be present and recessive character along with the recessive character, it will always suppress the recessive character. Okay, it means your recessive character will be there but it will not express its character. Okay, the character is always phenotypically detected by the dominant character only. So capital T, this plant will be representing the phenotypic as a tall, and small t and capital T. Now this is a hybrid kind of plant. Okay, but now we know from the F1 generation that capital T is our dominant character, so this will always express, and your recessive character which is a small t, now this time it get the suppress. So this plant will be represent the phenotypic will be tall. Similarly, this plant also phenotypically tall. Now here we can see that there is an absence of the dominant characters, okay, into the F2 generation. So here we see the dwarf plant. Okay, now if you look into the ratio of the phenotypic ratio, then here we have the 2 variety for the phenotypic. One is tall, another one is dwarf. We do not have any third type of the variety here. Okay, now what is the total phenotypic of the tall and dwarf? We have the 3 tall plants into the F2 generation and 1 dwarf plant into the F1 generation. Now the phenotypic ratio will be your 3:1. Now similarly, what will be your genotypic representation or genotypic ratio? For the genotypic ratio, we have the 3 kind of the varieties. That will be our capital TT, capital TT is 2. Another possibilities are capital T, small t, and third possibility we have the small t, small t. Does there is any other possibility into the F2 generation apart from this given? Yes, no. Okay, now what will be our genotypic ratio here? How many seed will develop as a tall plant? Just 1. With respect to genotypic, pure genotypic. Now here we have to the pure tall plant is 1 and 2 hybrid tall plant. Okay, and 1 pure dwarf plant. Now this is our monohybrid cross genotype and phenotypic ratio. Okay, so this is our about the monohybrid cross. So from the monohybrid cross, what we are learning here, okay, we are basically here we get the discuss about that from this is our F2 generation phenotype and genotypic ratio. Okay, so from the F1 generation, what we have concluded here, why we are performing to the F1 generation. Okay, so that from the F1 generation we come to know that about the which characteristics are dominant and recessive. So for the determination of the dominant and recessive characters, we can conclude it from the by looking to the F1 generation. Okay, so from F1 generation we can make out which characters is your dominant and which characteristics your recessive. Okay, and this is basically the rule of the dominant and recessive with the with reference to from the Mendel experiment. Okay, now this dominant and recessive law also not a you can say the universal, because it can varies with respect to organisms to the organisms. Okay, but with respect to Mendel experiment, okay, the law of dominant says that key whatever character is get expressed into the F1 generation after the crossing of the pure parent plant, okay, now that character will be your dominant character, and which characters is get suppressed or not get expressed phenotypically into the F1 generation, that character we say that it is our recessive character. This is how we determine to the recessive and dominant and recessive characteristics by looking to the F1 generation. Okay, now what we can conclude from to the F2 generation, basically from the F2 generation we make out that the law of the segregation. Okay, by looking to the F2 generation of the monohybrid cross, we can suggest that the law of segregation. What the law of segregation says that? Law of segregation says that two characters can be remains together without mixing each other. It means what? Here we can see the dominant character is recessive characters are remain together. Okay, but they do not get the mix to each other. It means if there is the any chance or probability that any of the another generation where the your recessive characters is completely present, it means there is an absence of the dominant character. Okay, only there is the any recessive character, and that character will get expressed. Okay, by looking to the this here we can see there is the absence of the dominant character. Okay, and here we can see the appearance of the recessive characters. So wherever is the dominant character is not there, then the recessive character will be get expressed. Okay, and this is what said by a law of segregation. Okay, law of segregation says that two genes remains together without mixing each other. Okay, this is all about the monohybrid cross of the Mendel methodology. Okay, and that's it. Okay, if there is any doubt, please let me know into the comment box. Thank you. That's it for today.